guys, Portal Master 9351 here, with some interesting news about Skylanders Swap Force. So, today being August 20th, a day before Gamescom, coming up tomorrow, August 21st, there was a pre-Gamescom interview, and I have some information that I've extracted from the giant block of text that was the interview. But before we get to that, I have a couple of pictures to show to you. So, first up, I have Boom Jet's official artwork. He looks pretty cool. And we also learned his attacks, but I'll get to that later. Because right now, I'd like to focus on this. It is the compatibility chart. Now, I want to stress how it says Series 2s only work in Giants, that do not work in Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. Now, I know what you're thinking. Obviously, Series 2s did work in Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, but this is talking about new Series 2s, which leads me to believe that Camo may not actually get a Series 2. But one thing that I would like to point out is that what if, this is just a big what if the series number does not imply to the number of times it's been reposed, but the generation in which it is? Meaning that in the second game, characters from Skylanders Spyro's Adventure were on their second generation and were Series 2s. And what if, and obviously Series 3s come from Skylanders Spyro's Adventure and are, well, Series 3s. What if they imply more to the generation that they started in, more so than the amount of times being reposed? Meaning that if a character from the Forgotten 8 got reposed, would it in fact be a Series 2, or would it be a Series 3? Just a question to point out there. But on to some other interesting information. From this giant block of text, we learned a couple of things, one of which is called the Portal Master rank. We don't know what this means just yet, but the man who wrote this article said that he would cover this information in a future blog post. But we did learn Rattleshake's attacks, some of them. So his snake gun that he can pull back, and the snake is in there, it shoots venom. That is the purple haze that we see coming out of its mouth. It also has Rattleshake also has an ability called Deputy Snake, and it creates snake turrets that shoot venom as well. A lot like Sprocket's turrets, if you ask me. But I'm sure there's some different type of catch, and when you get further upgraded, they become pretty unique. We learned about two new enemies, Twist Pick Cyclops, and the Cyclops Sleet Thrower. We learned Boom Jet's attacks. His primary attack is to ride his rocket into enemies. It can also shoot out propeller projectiles. He can obviously throw bombs, and he can actually kind of call in like an airstrike. Not exactly sure how he's going to do that, if he can like summon a bunch of bombs and just go, or if he actually summons in like tiny little creatures that come and attack. And I'd also like to point out that it's quite possible that he's a monkey. If you see his hair tufts kind of sticking out right here, it's quite possible that they made him a flying monkey, which would make sense from The Wizard of Oz. And little play on things there. We have Zulu, and this makes Zulu my favorite of the new characters. Maybe Scorp might combat it, but don't know. Anyways, Zulu's attacks. The primary attack, assuming, is summoning spirit birds that will go and attack enemies. They're projectiles. The second attack is summoning a wolf that will go and attack enemies, and when there are no enemies around, it will dig up food to heal Zulu. And the third attack is summoning a boar that can be ridden and will be charged into enemies, also speeding Zulu up. This makes it sound like Zulu is some type of warlock or possibly witch of some sort, tribal person. I also have information on Gorilla Drilla. He can punch continuously. He can do like a single punch, or he can repetitively punch something. He can drill into the ground, leaving an exploding flower behind. He can also fire coconuts from something. I'm not entirely sure what he'll fire the coconuts from. And he can summon monkey minions. This next bit's a bit of old news, but I've just figured, for those of you who don't know, I should tell you about this. Magnacharge's attacks can charge on a speed wheel, can fire a laser cannon, and can use the magnet to kind of like use the force and throw enemies around. We also have Slobbertooth's attacks. It is Bite, Chew, Chomp, Headbutt. And Slobbertooth can also swallow enemies and spit them out at other foes, or he can eat them like Wrecking Ball and gain additional health. Characters will now be able to be upgraded midway through the level. Meaning that there will be like pods, in quote, in the middle of the level to upgrade your characters. And to switch hats, you will now need to be in an upgrade pod. And there are also 180 additional hats for every Skylander. Or in the entire game. That's a lot of hats. I'm not gonna lie to you. Anyways, that's all the news. Well, all the news? That's quite a bit of news for today. Gamescom's tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to cover some of the information from that. Until then, this has been Portalmaster9351. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. Goodbye.